I gotta put a few more miles on this car before I take it to go get it inspected. So I gotta get it inspected. I'm at 36 miles, so I gotta drive it a few more miles before it, I don't know, resets the deal. But I noticed something last night. It was very strange. So this is a lot of tapes are coming out of Kevin McCarthy, right? The politician, Kevin McCarthy. And the first one was being released on MSNBC. And I was watching this and I was outraged. I was like, wow. So the guy's just a complete liar. Which, that's sort of the way my party's gone. It's like, I can't even say it's my party anymore. And the brazenness of the line has just gotten weird. It's like, so this tape's being released because hours earlier they called to say, called his office to confirm that he didn't say this. He said, no, I didn't say that. But then they have it on audio of him talking about, getting rid of our last president. So after January 6th, there were a lot of people that were outraged, right, in the Republican Party. And he was one of them. And he was talking about using the 25th Amendment. We got to get rid of this guy pretty much. So I'm listening to this, and it's outrageous, and supposedly there's a lot more tapes coming. They said that, like, well, we have more tapes that are going to be released before now and May 3rd. So, which last night that's a huge bombshell. This is like blatantly catching somebody, a politician, in a lie. You have him on an audio tape talking to another politician. So I was curious. I was like, so I switch over to Fox real quick to see if they're talking about that, because I was like, you would think, though each news station has people watching other stations, right? They have somebody, that's their job. So they have somebody that's watching Fox. Fox has somebody that's watching CNN, MSNBC. That's what they do. So I was like, well, they must know about this. This is huge news. And of course, no, there wasn't anything being said about it. But the strangest thing that I noticed about it last night was that when I turned on Fox, it was on a commercial break. And they didn't really have any other commercials other than ones that were political. It was weird. It was like, now I wasn't on there real long, but I never seen anything like this on any other station, on ABC, PBS, of course not, but any of them, I never see anything like this. And I saw two commercials. One was the My Pillow guy, who's clearly, a Republican, right wing. I'm not going to call him a Republican. It's weird using that term. But it's, he starts off by saying, essentially saying, like, I've been ostracized, or I've been picked on or something, and I really appreciate you all who support me, and I'm going to give you all a real deal because I really appreciate it. Okay, now keep in mind, this is a hardcore right-wing guy, and his deal was that he was going to give his sheets at a cut rate of like $40, right? You're going to save half or something. $40. Now for me, sheets at $40, that's too much. It's too rich for my blood. I wouldn't do it. And the weirdest thing that I thought about it was like, he was selling them with this, like, selling point was like using Giza cotton, cotton from the, like, Nile Delta, from Egypt, Egyptian cotton, saying, yeah, this is the best cotton, right? Which, I'll tell you the truth, man, cotton is cotton. That's like saying, this is the best salt. That's the way I look at it. This is the best salt ever, right? So he's selling this, like, and he's like this guy that's like really hardcore USA, but he's buying cotton from Egypt. Do you see my point? And that's always been his, like, thing, is like, made in the USA. Well, you're buying cotton from Egypt, dick. It was sort of like, there's a sucker born every day. Like, why do I want to hear Mike Lindell start off like that? That's what he's selling. And he's also selling, this political thing, like, I've been picked on or whatever. It's picked on for a reason, and I don't even know if it was picked on. It really didn't. It didn't. Come on. So he's selling a product that isn't made in the USA. Well, it might be made in the USA, but he's not getting his cotton from Georgia. I digress. And then the second commercial was even weirder. It's another political commercial. I can't remember who was selling it. It might have been a political person. I'll have to watch Fox again. But it was on how to explain to your kid that socialism is bad. These were back to back. This was during Laura Ingraham, right before Laura Ingraham came back on. I've never seen anything like that on any of the libs channels. This owning the libs thing is stupid, man. It's an embarrassment as a person that voted Republican. I was talking to Destiny the other day we were talking about Clinton, right? Bill Clinton. I was saying, yeah, I didn't vote for him, right? And I didn't vote for Bill. But he got stuff done, and I liked him. I liked him because he was entertaining. The whole Monica Lewinsky thing, which was really should have just been, that's two consenting adults. She was adult, so that didn't need to be out there. They could have left it at, yeah, I had an affair, I admit it. Bam. But they didn't do that. They didn't do that. So we were talking about that. Hey, I'll be right back. Let me go get this stuff. I'll be right back. Really, the car on. I'm gonna heat it up a little bit because it's a little nippy in here. Mike Lindell. It was weird, man. It was like I know it sounds extreme. Like, I don't want to sound real extreme, but it was almost like I felt like I was in North Korea or something. It was weird, like this, like political. It's real strange. I need a mask. I am not wearing a mask. I'll be right back. Hang on. Ugh. That didn't start too good, did it? This car, I had to get out and drive it because I'm not unhooking the battery. I have a switch that I unhook the battery terminal. So I got electrical leak in this thing. So if I get an electrical leak, or if the battery drops, then the computer drops, and then I gotta reset it again. I gotta drive it another 40 some miles. So I guess I'm almost at 40 miles. I think I'm gonna take this stuff back. Go see if I could go get this thing inspected. What's up, John? Old Everett needed to be banned from my channel. God, what's the matter with people? I mean, seriously, it's like a lot of people think that they're funny, like what is that? Like if you're not funny, I don't know, I guess people don't go into comedy because you're not even close to being funny. Yeah, I feel a little bit better about it. A little bit. I know it was probably a hard start. It was probably because of the amount of... I'm gonna go put a little gas in this one down here too. I'm gonna go over to Dandy real fast. Oh look, they're selling stuff. Here's washing machines. We have a washing machine. Use a dryer. I was gonna get a dryer, I had the money, and then everything just sort of like it's I'm always robbing Peter to pay Paul. This stuff is not cheap. Where's a dryer for $175? It's in pretty good shape. See, I don't know how much. I can't remember how much a new dryer is. A new dryer is I think about $4. So I should just wait. I got to get the electrical hooked up. I have all that. I bought all that. I was gonna do it, and then it's just like I got to deal with this car right now, It's like there's always this fucking. I don't know. I'll shut up. It's fucking boring as shit. There's no shit that other people don't have to deal with. It's just fucking stupid. That's why I had a hard start, is because I got probably too much cat cleaner in. That's what I think it is. I'm gonna go down here and put gas in it. I'm gonna shut it off again, so it's gonna be another hard start. I'm pretty sure it'll start. But I think you have to shut it on and off. You can't just drive over 40 miles. You might be able to, I don't know, I can't remember. but I'm right at 40 miles right now. As I remember, I was told this car resets at 40. So I'm gonna drive it a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna take it in for an inspection and hope for the best. Let's put some gas in this thing. What the fuck? Alright, let's turn this off. Put a little... Did I really burn up all that gas already? Okay, let's see if I can get this fucker to start. I put 10, about 10 gallons, a little less than 10 gallons in. I don't know what that cat cleaner's made out of. I mean, clearly it doesn't hurt the engine. Some kind of thing with ketones in it. It smells funky. You can smell it. I don't suggest you smell it though. Take the lid off and you're like, what the fuck is that? It works. I just need this thing to pass, man. Nice. With like, you know, if they... Oh, thank you. What's up, Kristen? Kristen Hoffman. Hoffman with a U. Thank you, appreciate that. You paid for half the gas. Seriously, that's very nice of you. Jesus, these wide load things on the road, like, Jesus, taking up literally, you know, more than half the road. So I'm at 41 miles. I think I drive home, finish doing what I need to do with the dogs, call the place, ask them if I can bring it down there. And then I gotta get dog food today too. So I gotta run down to maybe I'd take Destiny with me. You could take Ludsey down to Catherine Creek. I could work him, and then like I could run into Walmart, or she could run into one of us could run into Walmart and stay with the freak in the car. The freak, I mean Lotsie, one of the fastest dogs I've ever known. These bird dogs are fast as shit. I don't know why they're using greyhounds for racing. I don't like dog racing. You always, like, in those states that do dog racing, you were always, I don't know if it's illegal now, it should be. You always finding, like, dogs dead in a ditch that they only use them for a short period. Like, after they're 2.5, they're done. Seems ridiculous. By the way, if they wanted to do that, race dogs, I wouldn't have any problem with it. They could handicap them and put them in age groups and stuff. Tonka is a monster at 11. He is really a fast-ass dog. You could give the older dogs shorter races, but the thing of it is like being an athlete like that is like real rough on a human or the animal. How many times do we see in horse races the horse breaks its leg and shit? Like, it's not meant, it's not a good thing. It's stupid. Don't listen to me. There's no reason to be racing. Period. I heard up at the track, man, I can hear the cars up there. They're coming in. This is a touristy area. We got Watkins International up there. Not a NASCAR fan. I never understood. I don't see that as a sport. I mean, you're driving a car, really? That's a sport? Motocross, yes. Motocross is definitely a sport. I would even say, a cafe bike, man. That's a sport too. Man, you're using your body and everything. Well, now that I think about it, maybe it is. No, it's not. Come on. How can NASCAR be a sport? Who has the most money and can make the best car? I'm not saying that the drivers don't have quick reflexes and balls of steel. I'm not saying that. You're going that fast. You're risking your life. That's why people go and see it. I mean, don't tell me that doesn't have a thing to do with it. It's like that stupid Milan show, man. People watch that because it's exciting, because he might get bit, because he's not a dog trainer. He's not afraid to get bit. I don't like to get bit. Most dog trainers don't. I guess they wave enough money in front of your face. I guess I would like to get bit, but I wouldn't do it because it's not a positive thing for dogs. So I wouldn't want to be involved in that show. Somebody that was involved in that show. It's an edited TV show. They make it appear a certain way, like it's really effective, and it's not. The only thing that's effective is dog training, but you still always run it. I'm going over here to look at these vultures that I saw flying. The only thing that's really effective is dog training, but the problem with dog training is, like, the owner has to, and it depends on the dog too. Some dogs, like, you got to be, like, really clone yourself into the dog trainer. Like, you have to, like, but if you really want to get the most bang for your buck, man, I love looking at creeks. Water's so clear. If you want the most bang for your buck, the closer you can clone yourself into the dog trainer, the better. So I'm at 44 miles. So I'll go back, I'll call them, and that should be right under the point where... Okay, so we'll do that. I don't want to have to do this again. I will, if I have to. I'll try and put the cat cleaner in again. Because I can't afford a new cat. There's no way. If I had money, if I had the money, the car that I would get is probably something like not a Sprinter. I get some kind of van, I think. Like, I get a van again. I like vans. You know, if I had to get another car, like, I would have taken anything. We saw a Subaru. Destiny was looking. It was like $3,000, 2,800 or something for a Subaru with 180,000 on it, which is exactly what. Well, this has. Buying a car with 180,000 on it, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a Subaru. It doesn't matter what it is. It's 180,000, so you're paying $3,000 for something that's sort of beat. Might not be as beat as this, but it's going to have issues for sure. Subaru makes a good car, though. If you want to drive a car for a long time, that's what you want to get: a Subaru, Toyota, or a Honda. This is a Honda. This is an Odyssey. But I think when I made a deal for this car, it was for like dog stuff, and at the time it was a good deal, it seemed, but it really wasn't, because I don't think that they did all the maintenance that they were supposed to. Clearly, but it is what it is, right? I just couldn't believe Fox, man. That was really weird seeing that and you know, the quality of the commercials, it looked like it was just like infomercial almost, like stuff. Like I'm gonna have to watch that again tonight. I was like, what am I watching here? Like what? They have like these low rent commercials, these infomercials. Like that's how they finance this. I don't get it, man. The other cable stations, they have what are we at? We're at 45. Okay, turn this off. They have like pharmaceutical commercials and, you know, Liberty Bibberty commercials. God, it's nice out. It's sunny. I went and got hamburger at Dollar General for Sammy the Raven, and Mango. Cats can eat chicken. I gotta go. Hey, Robin, I gotta go get chicken after I get this thing inspected. I woke up, I ate something, and fell back asleep. There's some sparrows building a nest. There's the male sparrow. Just telling that. Went up there with this female. I know what he's doing to the other female that's sitting there. She's cute. He went over and kind of nudged her. It's probably a player. One of those birds that's a player. Those brown sparrows are super smart. I've lived with them. They are really smart birds. A brown house sparrow. Real likable. Boy, they are mooches, man. The babies, when you feed them, they still are always begging for food. They're always coming up, come on, feed me, feed me. I can work with them. They're an invasive species. So, but they do that to their parents too, man. They do that for so long. They're always like, you know, feed me, looking cute. The brown sparrows are real good parents. I had a brown sparrow. I had a box over here, a nesting box that I was letting starlings use, right? But then I made it a smaller hole so only the sparrows can use it. Starlings are terrible parents. I had a camera in that nesting box, and they'll just like ignore their baby and just let one die and just leave it sort of in the nesting box, you know, which is, there's not enough lot of meat on the baby, so it isn't like it's like attracting flies or anything. It just dries out real fast. But it still was just like gut wrenching to watch. Brown sparrows will ditch their babies, like they'll throw them out of the nest. That is a fact. If they have too many, but they're doing that right when they're super young. I don't even think their eyes are open at that point. They'll just, there's not enough room. They concentrate on one or two. Robins are great parents. Robins are fantastic parents. But then once the robins start flying, they're out of there. The parents are, and that's like they'll go down to the ground for like a day, and then they start flying and everything. The big deal with robins is you just hope that they don't hit the road, because the first day and a half they're just sort of on the ground. That's why you never pick up a baby bird. Just leave them on the ground. Leave them on the ground. If they are feathered, they're not going to look totally adult. But if they're feathered, you leave them on the ground because the parent is around and probably helping feed them. Just leave them alone. People with this like, I'm going to help the abandoned animal. You're an idiot. And let me tell you something. It's springtime and deer are popping out babies between May and June. You're going to see June, July. You're going to see these little fawns nestled in grass. You walk through a field, you'll see them. And the mother's left the deer there, the baby deer there, because she has to go off and eat. That thing's on milk, right? Don't think it's abandoned. It's not abandoned. The baby deer that you see in the field like that is not abandoned. Leave it alone. And look at it this way. Even if it was abandoned, right? Coyotes need to eat, foxes need to eat, flies need to eat. Just leave it alone. Trust me, it's not abandoned, and the mother is not going to even come around when you're there. Their sense of smell is probably better than a dog's. You better just get the hell out of there. Do not pet the baby deer either. Don't do that. Just get away. Keep walking. They have no, the baby deer really don't have like a smell to them. And it's the truth. They don't really have too much of an odor. I've been standing with, I'm up so I can see, and I can see a fawn, nestled in grass, and I can see Tonka, and he smells something, but he doesn't know, he can't see it. He can't really tell where it's at. And I'm like, come on, Tonka, let's get out of here. Like, they don't really have too much of a smell. Like, baby animals don't. Baby rabbits, not a whole lot of smell to them. Just leave them alone. Once humans sense on them, they're abandoned. Okay, now, that's not true. Don't say this, because there's been studies done and people touch the animal. It takes longer for the mother to go back. So you could be throwing a monkey wrench in it. That doesn't mean that they're abandoned. It might take a day and a half, which is fucking uncool. So they're not abandoned. So don't put this. I'm going to have to remove that, because, that's just like, you're with somebody and they run over and start petting the baby deer, right? And then because you wrote this, then they said, well, now it's going to be abandoned. Now we better take it. Your comment needs to be removed, because it is not true. I've already done lots of I've studied this pretty much. You know, you just like can't stop, can you? Don't interfere was fine. I gotta go deal with the dogs and take this car to be inspected. All right. So, what about inside? What about it? I I don't know what you're talking about. I can't see the pigeon, so I don't know. Okay, right? But there's a point with a lot of birds where they don't fly good, but they might be on the ground, right? Now, a pigeon is not, it's considered feral. You know, not really, it's an invasive species, but, um, well, you know, I don't know. Covered in, well, then what are you asking about, man? I think you're making up stories because now you're making it like covered in oil hiding inside machines. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? If an animal had oil on it, it's going to die. So of course you would do something. What? Hiding inside of machines? That doesn't even sound like any bird that I know. So what are you talking about? And if it was covered in oil, yeah, you would do something about it, wouldn't you? I gotta go.